Hey, let's go back to the phones. Let's go this time to Austin, Texas, where Robin is on the line. Robin, you're on the Ken Coleman Show. What's your question for Pat and I?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, we're living the dream.
I have a question. Help me, please. I work in a really toxic environment, and I just started 3 months ago. I don't have the best resume. I kind of worked temp jobs, and so the idea to quit is a little kind of further back because I do need to sustain some type of consistency. And so I don't know what to do. I don't know, should I stay and continue in this toxic environment? There's unethical things going wrong, no HR, there's no, way to like kind of submit it. If it's bad, like submit it to my manager because they're almost just as bad. Okay. So I don't know. Like I'm kind of stuck.
All right.
Can you help me?
Yes. So I'm going to let Pat weigh in on what he thinks you need to dive into. But first, I want to reset your situation. Number one, you are not stuck. But you have to first have a mindset right now that says, all right, I have some options, even though it may not feel like you have options. So let me walk through some options for you. How much do you make per month? What's the salary or hourly situation? Because we need to know financially where you are because that'll speak to the options. So what's your situation?
Yeah, for sure. So it is a commission job. Just this past 2 months, I've made like maybe 2,000 to 3,000.
Okay, so 2,000 to 3,000 is kind of the average so far. That's heavy commission, so low base, higher commission?
Yes.
Okay, great. So that's dependent on your output, yes or no?
Yes.
The answer is yes. All right, now, do you think there are other jobs, and I'm not asking you to tell me one, but do you think that it's possible in Austin, Texas, for you to find another job, or if you got to get 2 jobs, okay, part-time to equal full-time, to make $2,000 to $3,000 a month? If you had to today, do you think you could find something making $2,000 to $3,000 a month? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Come on, you know the answer is yes. Am I right or am I wrong?
I guess I'm just doubting myself because of my track record with jobs.
I understand that, but I didn't ask you with that condition, did I? I asked you straightforward, could you find a job in the Austin economy or a couple of part-time jobs that would get you to $2,000 a month? Is the answer yes or no? You tell me.
Yes.
All right, so you're not stuck, are you?
Nope.
Okay, now that we've covered that, I just want to make sure you have the right mindset here because, listen, there are times in life where we have to bite our lip, bite the stick, if you will, and deal with some stuff until we get out, and you can do that. You're strong enough of a woman to put up with whatever this toxicity is long enough to find something else. Is that true or false?
That is true.
All right, now we got her, Pat. Now we got a different mindset. All right, so let's figure out what's going on. Describe for Pat and I what you mean beyond there's some unethical things going on and the leaders are doing it too, and I can't do anything about it. I want to know just about 30 more seconds of what's really happening.
For sure. Well, I work with a group of gentlemen, and they're just really vulgar and just really dismissive and demeaning, and I can't change the way that they speak.
Right.
I can't change their behaviors, and that's one thing that I feel like I'm stuck.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm in it, and I can't move them.
That's correct.
I can only work on me.
Yeah.
So,
okay, I got it.
And one thing, I feel like if I speak up, I'm going to be the one that's difficult.
Yeah, I get it.
I would hate to say it's because I'm a woman or anything like that, but I doubt that. But I'm just saying, like, I don't want to be that person that speaks up.
I get it. All right, Pat, I have an opinion, of course. However, I'll let you take over here.
Well, this is fascinating. I mean, fascinating isn't the wrong word. It's interesting, and I want to help you. First of all, what I would say is you got to take away some of your own self-limitations. And this whole idea of your resume, you're like, oh, I don't have a good resume. Okay, so what you don't need a resume, you need a story.
Yeah.
And I don't mean a fake one, a real one. If you can go in and interview with somebody, the world today is about who you are. What's your character, what's your behavior, what's your attitude.
Yeah.
And if you can go into somebody and say, let me tell you what's happened to me in my career so far, and here's where I was immature here, or I didn't do this, and here's where I am today. I am ready to do this, and this is what I am. And I believe that if you were to hire me, you would see this and this and this, and I would be so appreciative and so passionate. So don't let that resume, just get rid of that. Nobody gives a dang about resumes or what college you went to or anything else. And this is more than ever. I just tell you, it's the truth.
True. How many times have I said on the show, Robin, you've been listening for a while, a resume is worthless without a relationship. Your resume is a brochure. Nobody really cares. You're going to use the proximity principle anyway. Do you have a copy of my book?
No.
Well, now you do.
You're going to get one. In fact, you're going to get 100 books. He's going to send you a free book every day for the next 365 days.
So here's the deal, Robin. Pat's exactly right. And then I'm going to give you the book, but because I want you to understand that your relationships in Austin, Texas are all you need to get a better job, period. Okay? And so in all honesty, it's a simple, easy read. It's called the proximity principle. I'm going to give it to you. I tell you exactly what to do and who to do it with, okay? So I'm going to give you the tool book. However, Pat, I want to address this. I want you to start looking the minute we hang up. You need to look for a different gig. Listen, if you're in commission and sales, those opportunities are always going to be there, certainly in this economy. If you've got to, in the short term, go get a pizza delivery job for 25, 30 hours a week, and then the other is I'm stocking grocery shelves, whatever you got to do to make $2,000, I would start to look for, here are my part-time options that just become a bridge while I begin to look for work I really want to do, because that's the issue. And you need to understand that I agree with you, Pat. I think you do as well. She's not going to change these guys. This isn't going to happen. And I don't think this is a great environment long term for you. You know it. We know it. So let's not jump, though. I'm not a fan of you going Geronimo and jumping off the cliff. Keep coming in there with the mindset that I can put up with these boys a little bit longer, and I can put up with the vulgarity. And it's unfortunate that you're putting up with that, because these guys just aren't gentlemen. But the simple fact of the matter is you can put up with this long enough to find something else, and you walk from the boat right onto the dock. There's no jumping out here, because financially in these times, that's not wise. And quite frankly, it's not necessary. You can handle this, okay? So you start looking for something else right away. But I'm curious before we let you go. If I gave you the dream job tomorrow and you knew you couldn't fail, but you didn't have to commit to it for the rest of your life, what is it?
I would enjoy working with kids. I mean, I volunteer at my church with the kids, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Like, it's
what kind of are we talking? Daycare? Or are we talking about youth that are behind the eight ball? What kids? Describe them.
Honestly, I thought about it. I would even own a daycare. Like, it just that way I run it. I set the what's going on and the security and all that.
Robin, let's just fast forward 5 to 7 years from now, 10 years. You're running a very successful daycare. What's it feel like going in on Monday morning and driving home Monday night?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
So here's the challenge. Yeah. You know what I'm going to tell you right now, don't you? Robin.
I think so.
Yeah. Robin, you got to start taking steps. And so getting out of this toxic environment is step one, getting yourself stable financially. Then I want you to actually read the book, The Proximity Principle, and think about who are the people that are running daycares in Austin, Texas. And I don't know what it's like on the ground in Austin, but if somebody will sit 6 feet away from you on a park bench on a nice day, ask for a coffee, a meeting. Who do you know that knows somebody that is successfully running a daycare? And you need to do a college-level term paper on how they started it, what's worked, what has been a landmine for them, what they'd never do again. And you need to begin to cast a vision for yourself, or I would need this amount of money to be able to rent a space. I'd need this licensing. I would need this training. I would need this many kids signed up. You become an expert on what it takes to run a daycare. And if you begin to do that now, Robin, listen to me, the opportunity will present itself, but you've got to get going. I mean, today. So hang on the line. Madison's going to
Can I say one thing?
Of course.
Remember this too, Robin. A bad experience is a great motivator.
Yes.
And so rather than looking at this like, oh, what a failed experience, this is terrible, you will be a better manager and a better leader and a better person because you're going to appreciate this. So look back at this and realize this will be the thing you look back on for the rest of your career and go, I'm not going to be like that. So don't feel bad about having been in a bad job. Don't feel bad about that. And just know your story. Because at some point you're going to have to go sit next to that person on a park bench, or a person you're going to want to and go and know your story. Like, hey, this is what I learned about myself. This is who I am. This is what makes me who I am. And if you hire me, or if you give me this opportunity, this is what you're going to get from me, rather than just going and saying, I'm looking for a job.
Yeah.
Like you're going to do something in daycare and say, I'm going to be the most passionate. My dad, God rest his soul, only had one job really. He didn't go to college, but he said, Pat, when you interview for a job, you make sure, best advice ever, you make sure they know how much you want to work there.
That's exactly right.
And it's like, that's the best. How did you know that, Dad?
Yeah. Well, the difference maker is enthusiasm.
Exactly.
It's contagious. It's attractive. It's a wonderful thing.
Hey, you've got that, Robin.
She
You've
does.
got that, Robin.
Yeah, and Robin, you got to get after it, like right now.